long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So, yeah. Are we suffering through Pedro Pascal fatigue? Yes, we are. He just had a Vanity Fair spread, which is, back in the old days, that really meant something, but since people don't read magazines anymore, the only people who do are the idiots in Hollywood, and really, nobody's impressed. They tried to present this phony baloney beta male as the ideal masculine guy. Let's go through this. Now, I got this idea for this video from Sydney Watson. I will put her a link to her video on this in the description here. So Pedro's story starts out in Chile. His family was connected to this guy, Salvatore Allende, who was literally the first communist elected by a liberal democracy in South America. And when the military staged their coup, led by Augusto Pinochet, he killed himself. And his father and mother, this is his father right here, dragged the family to Denmark, sought refuge in the Venezuelan embassy for 6 months before they went to Denmark. And they were considered enemies of the state. This is Jose Balmachida Riera, that's Pedro's daddy. He was a fertility doctor, Castilian, related to Castilian aristocracy. So we're not talking about poor refugees the way Pedro likes to talk about himself. He talks about people feeling safe to cross borders, and no, that's not what happened. Here's his mom, Veronica Pascal. She killed herself in 2000. I am not going to criticize this, and you just don't do that. She was a psychologist, a child psychologist, and the family has a lot of emotional issues. I mean, Pedro's quite the guy with that. But she killed herself in 2000. Now let's talk about what happened with the family. So they go from the Venezuelan embassy to Denmark. Then they have to flee Denmark because daddy committed tax evasion. Right? Daddy committed tax evasion. They go to the United States. There's another scandal. Apparently, daddy was stealing embryos and just sticking them into random women or some shit. He is, of course, a fertility doctor. So when Pedro talks about being some sort of, refugee and, a sad sack story, he's lying. He's fucking lying. And people actually believe it. Now, do I have any compassion for somebody who was raised by commies? No, I don't. If you were an ally or connected to Salvatore Allende, you're the enemy, as far as I'm concerned. And, it goes without saying that a lot of Pedro's political statements are informed by the fact that he was raised as a communist. He's a red diaper baby. And I'm not, apologizing for that statement because that's what he is. Calling Trump supporters Nazis, attacking the border crisis and saying these border hoppers are refugees. No, they're not. The people that are being arrested are gang members. They're MS-13, Tren Agua, etc., whatever. Okay. But there's more to this. Let's talk more.
An idea.
Austin, why on earth did you hit that woman?
Right, let me show you, baby. That ain't no woman. It's a man.
So now we've got him going after criticism of trans rights to the point where he was attacking J.K. Rowling. Obviously, his concern for women only goes so far, right? This is his brother, Lux. Lux thinks he's a woman. Lux is not a woman. I don't care if he's gone through the transition surgeries either. When he dies and the archaeologists pick up his bones, they're going to see XY chromosomes. And I really don't appreciate it having this beta male construct, because I'm not even sure if Pedro's real. It's kind of like when, I forget his name, this economist was talking about meeting Jeffrey Epstein and feeling like he wasn't a real person, like he was talking to an avatar. Pedro Pascal is kind of like an avatar. He's being shoved down our throats for a purpose. He starts talking about the border and having compassion for refugees, and I'm sorry, but MS-13 gang leaders getting arrested by ICE are not refugees. And furthermore, I don't appreciate him shoving Lux down my throat like we're supposed to worship this psychopath brother of his as some sort of representative of an oppressed group. They're not oppressed. You don't get people like this from the poor, right? Homosexuality is actually, sadly, a construct of very wealthy white people, mostly. And so is the trans thing, okay? So Pedro's doing this too. Meanwhile, we're supposed to go to see movies with him in it. And he's in everything. So then they all wonder, well, is there a Pedro Pascal fatigue? Yes, there is. Okay, so let's talk more about this. The Gina Carano thing. Pedro was named by Gina as someone that should testify at her egregious firing trial by Disney. Because Pedro, during the 2020 election, ran around screaming, Trump supporters are Nazis, etc., etc., while Gina, who was merely asking questions about the efficacy and safety of the vaccine, the lockdowns, which were dangerous for people. You can't isolate humanity. We're not, a kind of animal that can be isolated. And, she was mocking and teasing the trans rights people. She gets fired. She gets fired for posting a meme, and it was a photograph either from Hungary or Poland. I did the work on this. They weren't even Germans, chasing Jews out of their homes when the Nazis came in. And she got fired for that. But the other things that Lucasfilm put her through, they tried to put her through a Zoom call struggle session with 40 Lucasfilm employees that were uncomfortable because of what she was saying. Fuck you, Snowflake, I might add. And Pedro, when this all went down, Pedro said fucking nothing. Pedro said nothing. He did not stand up for this lady, even though he likes to put his hands all over his co-stars and some other weird shit. And, if you get a creepy gay vibe from him, Sydney Watson calls him the gay best friend adjacent, which is hysterical. It's just one of those things where you watch all this crap go on and he's a phony baloney. And in my opinion, he's a construct. Pedro Pascal does not exist. There's something else going on here. Again, it's like Jeffrey Epstein, when a smart person realizes you're not talking to a real human being. there's something else going on here. But let's talk further.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very
What?
nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate it.
I am your cool slutty daddy. I am your cool slutty daddy. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm.
See what you got, what you got.
What do you think?
Oh, they're gorgeous and glowing.
You know
Ding,
that.
ding, ding, because
I
I'm
researched.
obsessed with nails.
Yeah.
All right, so we've established that has a hand nails fetish. Now look at the way he's behaving with his co-stars. Pause them. He's, like I said, Sydney's right. He's like the gay friend of Jason, right? And it's like, this I'm your daddy or daddy thing. And I can't. The guy is a creep. I mean, and this can't be real. Again, I'm sitting here scratching my head, leaning my head against my arm, looking at him, feeling like he's an avatar, not like some, multi-billionaire supervillain created him in an AI lab and set him loose in the world. It's so artificial, all of this crap. And I don't see how he's popular. I mean, my idea of masculinity is Harrison Ford. I mean, is, Kevin Costner, is, Kurt Russell, right? Old school Steve McQueen. It is not whatever this is. I mean, look at it this way. This guy lies about where he actually came from and what a poor refugee he was, and he wasn't. Mommy and daddy were Castilian royalty back in the day. That's his heritage. He's not, bumfuck Chilean peasant. All right, and usually, in respects to this stuff, that's the case. If you look at BLM, they're nothing but white trust fund babies. Senator Tim Kaine's son was arrested in 2020 for vandalism during the BLM riots in DC. So when you're scratching your head and you're going, I really don't know what to think about this, because this guy is not who he says he is, right? And it's like he's, again, a cartoon, an avatar. He's not real, right? In the fact that he can paw women and be so concerned with his co-stars, and he's so soft-spoken. I mean, his voice sounds like he's a 12-year-old whose balls haven't dropped. And you're looking at him going, why is he the Mandalorian? Why did he get picked to play the Mandalorian? Like, do the voice and the face. When, Brendan Wayne is a manly man who looks like a warrior. Pedro Pascal looks like, the gay lounge lizard you're best friends with. That's what he looks like. So I shake my head and I go, why is there Pedro Pascal fatigue? Because I think people see through it. I think people see through it just like they saw through Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And let me tell you, it's harder for women to be a construct than it is for men, right? Look at Jeffrey Epstein, Pedro Pascal, others, right? Barack Obama is a prime example. Okay, phony baloney. They were created. They're not real, right? And now everybody has Pedro finally fatigue, but he's going to be in the Fantastic Four. And, I fear, because I know how the fan base is, that for the success of Mando and Grogu, because he's such a mouth. He's a fucking mouth. Okay, so here's the deal. Daddy is a crook, right? Mommy sadly killed herself. I guarantee you all three kids were completely bruised, if not by that, but by whatever was going on in the family anyway. He's got a brother who thinks he's a woman. So when J.K. Rowling goes after trannies, Pedro goes after her. How dare you, like Greta Thunberg. There's an example of phony baloney constructs right there, right? And, Fantastic Four, I've heard it's good. Cameron said it's good. Okay, fine. I'm not a Marvel fan. I won't go see it. I'm more inclined to actually go see Superman. And, I'm going to go see Mando and Grogu. But, I don't want the fans to get up in arms because he's in it. And that's what bothers me. I think eventually he's going to be the male version of Rachel Ziegler. Okay. And people won't go. This is Steph, signing out. See you around the galaxy.